I'm Kate Swaffer from Adelaide. I, in 2017, was the South Australian of the Year, and in 2018 I was the global leader of the 100 Women of Influence. I spent a lot of time working with people who are diagnosed with dementia, having been diagnosed with dementia myself at the age of 49. I spent a lot of time in places like Geneva at the WHO and the UN in New York, working on human rights and disability rights for people with dementia. I do a lot of speaking. I talk about human rights, disability rights, changing practice in aged and dementia care, submissions to governments and to the UN to change practice. I'm a past chef, I'm a past nurse. Sometimes I like to make fun of my own dementia, so I've spent a bit of time trying to write my own comedy show about dementia. So in my spare time, I'm studying a PhD looking at dementia and stigma and hoping to unravel why the experience of stigma is still such a strong experience for people with dementia and their families. There's not very many people who don't know somebody with or who haven't lost somebody to dementia. There's 50 million people with dementia in the world. There's a new diagnosis every 3 seconds. There's 1,800 new diagnoses in Australia every single week. So it's rising rapidly, and we really need to change the way that we see dementia. Number one, we need to empower people to know that they can live a good life with it, perhaps until the end. But if I was in end-stage cancer, I'd actually have a pretty bad time. So we really need to change headsets in governments, in policymakers and in our communities about how we see and treat people with dementia. So when you're diagnosed with something like cancer, all of your friends come around to support you. When you're diagnosed with dementia, usually the experience is that most of your family and friends disappear. So I'm really trying to change that, to empower other people to stand up and be heard as well.